It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com.
Click the link at the top line of the description to get started.
We got a couple other things we could throw in there as well, but let's start off with Ice Cube, because Ice Cube, let me just play it.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you like you have no idea? It's none of my business. You'll live longer. Is that kind of like the mindset?
Surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Okay. All right. So you think he's being targeted. So you don't think, Shook said, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis. He threw Clive Davis in there. It doesn't sound like you're part of that camp. You're part of the camp that you think he's being targeted.
I don't know enough to even be able to be specific on any of this stuff. It's just all speculation. I just know he was cool up until a point, and then this stuff started happening. So I believe somebody, like I said, yo, he's our new guy. We on this year or whatever.
Because when we kind of alluded to that, people attacked us. I want to see if Ice Cube is going to get that same level of attack for he just giving his opinion and his gut feeling. And that's what we knew. We were talking about our gut feeling was. But what's your thoughts though, Sam, man? And that was on the PBD Podcast, to give him that credit.
The ending, when he said that Diddy was always good until he wasn't, which kind of means that people may have known about his past behavior. People may have known about the past abuse on Cassie. People may have known about some of the dirty, dastardly things that he may have done. Now, I'm not saying that means that they were around watching him child traffic children and all that. That's a whole different level. I'm talking about the homosexual nonsense we hearing about, the TD Jakes parties and the beating up of women, that type of stuff. I feel like people knew, and people kind of just was like, all right, we're going to throw this receipt in this bag, and when it's time or when you get to, we're going to start pulling receipts. And that person in power that has the opportunity or the position to pull those receipts, it sounds like Ice Cube may know that somebody's pulling receipts. He's in hip-hop, he's in the game, he's in the industry. He knows a couple more people than we may know. He may know a couple more things that we may know from the outside looking in. So I'm going to go ahead and stand on my horse. I'm not saying he's innocent of being abusive to women, and I'm not saying that he's innocent of being a homo. Mm-hmm. But what I am saying is it feels like somebody's pulling some receipts right now. I agree with Ice Cube.
And you got to kind of look at the power structure. See, we think about this boogeyman, powers that be elite. But I'm going to let you know, these people are people that can, politicians, sheriffs, judges, corporations. And a lot of times these corporations, they're paying, into these, to getting these different elected officials, elected, and they got connections. It's not, they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I think when you went after Diego, Wine, and Spirits, who knows who they know? Who knows who they're paying? Who knows, what type of connections that they have to say, okay, you want to flex your muscles? Because I think when we say we think powers that be, we think it's like three guys in this dark room,
right,
and shit pushing buttons,
sitting up in the Caucasus Mountains somewhere.
Right. You know what I mean? But it's just I think corporations, with political power, that have friends in high places, that, what if you knew a judge or a prosecutor or anything and said, all right, man, look, I know so-and-so, I donated to your run to make you this, gave you millions of dollars. Go get him. I'm just giving a hypothetical, situation. We know in this country, man, we know, and I'm not absolving Diddy for what he did, if he did it. It's based on power, and the people on power are just not going to give the power up because you say give the power up. The power, it takes a demand and more power to take that power. So, Ice Cube knows a lot more. I agree with you on that. That he's really, letting the people know that he knows, because he's been in those meetings. He's fought against those same powers that be. Even with his current company, the Big Three, he talked about, the NBA and other companies and other things and stuff, slicing opportunities from them and things like that. And as far as the part of them knowing, damn well they knew. They had the tape was sitting there. They knew. People knew.
Yeah.
But it's like, and this is how the FBI even works. And a lot of law enforcement, they'll watch you and let things compile and let things compile and let things compile. Then they drop the hammer on you whatever they feel like, or whenever they get pushed and nudged to do. So a lot of Ice Cube didn't say a lot, but he also said a lot at the same time.
Said a lot at the same time, and he gave off the energy that he knew a little more. Maybe not specifics when it came to Diddy, but when it comes to power structure and powers that be. And let's talk about that real quick, because I was talking to my son earlier about college and little things like that, and I was like, yeah, you got sororities and fraternities and people, what I mean, get into these things, and those people end up getting in power positions, and those people, you typically bring on people that were in their fraternity and sororities. Powers that be bring in their people, and this is how you get ahead in the game, ahead of the world. If you're looking for these top office positions, or you want to kind of get into this or that, this is how they do it. That's the powers that be. You got people in line that are part of a group, that bring in their people, that they're a part of a group, and they gatekeep. And they make sure that their people stay in line, and if somebody falls out of line, they can go ahead and excommunicando. And that's what we're talking about right here. There's no, like you said, 3 people up in the Caucasus Mountains banging a gavel, inking they shit on blood. I mean, some people may think so, but I think it's a little more, and then simple than that. Even
with that, the whole sorority thing, that even goes to a higher level with those Freemason fraternities. And, you see a lot of pastors even a part of these different, fraternities. I was looking at a local pastor, and I was going through his Facebook one time and seeing that he was a part of one of these things. I'm like, I wonder why. But when you start getting into that, it's like, it's a whole nother level. You know what I mean? They say that we in it too, because of the checkerboard behind us.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you a traveling man? Like,
I ain't got one of them G's on the back of my car. I ain't seen one of them yours, so.
Yeah, nah, I'm not a Freemason, man. I'm not a Freemason. You know what I mean? Nah, some of them are, though. I mean, honestly, some, and it's nothing that you can just go, I'm gonna go be a Freemason. Nah. They gotta invite you in. They gotta invite you in, man. So, I know this conversation is gonna be twisted by a lot of people, but hey, do what you want to do. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, Ice Cube, he really touched on some things, and I wish dude would have went a little deeper. That's why we gotta have Cube here with us, man. I mean, come on, man. Like, the way we would have did the interview would have been crazy.
And I felt like he was about to go there, because he kind of brought up, do you think he was targeted? And then he brought up Clive Davis. I'm like, oh shit, all right, where are we going with this? And Cube know how to move in a room full of vultures.
Yeah, he got quiet for me, like, well, I'm not getting specific, but
he know how to move.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about your homies.